Alright everyone, it is time for Occult Literature video number 400, The Mystery and Romance of Alchemy and Pharmacy, fully illustrated by Raven Feather Illustrations. Link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon, second and third links to my books, blogs. I'll put it under the Alchemy header, although about half of this work really would be better under the Herbal header. So it's kind of a joint venture here, title, of course, given 249 pages, so it's full length. And again, 400th work, so big things, big plans in motion now, lots of announcements to come. This is one of the best works that I've read, and of course when I'm editing a work, I'm reading it as well. Several times, in this case, I did an extra edit actually. This work has it all. It's about alchemy, mostly the herbal and physical side. So alchemy has two components. One was really a philosophical quest. That is, you would take religious philosophy, shroud it in chemical terminology, and put it out there. The other side is the opposite. That is, that you were talking about chemical things of one nature or another and shrouding it often in mysticism and religious iconography. This is mostly concerned with the latter. So you're talking about elixir, elixir, and so forth, universal healing agents, and so forth. Huge numbers of inclusions here of an apothecarian nature. So there's an entire section here just of apothecarian lists, including a couple of lists that were compiled that just show all the weird shit that they were selling. So we're talking mummy powder, human bones, animal agents, mineral agents, certainly a plethora of different herbs. That's very valuable. There's an entire section in here, again fully illustrated, just on the mortar and pestle. To be clear about how complete this work is, that's an entire chapter within this work. All it's about is mixing vessels for herbs and things like that. It was definitely one of my favorite works that I've read as well. I'll definitely be getting a copy of my own work here. I tend not to like to have too many of my own works on my bookshelf because it just feels wrong and egotistical. With this one, I think I'll make an exception. I've only done that a half a dozen times, and again, to be clear, I've edited 400 works and authored several dozen more, so this is definitely high on my endorsement list. I would expect this will be very popular. If you like alternative medicine, or the history of medicine, anything about herbalism, anything about the more physical side of alchemy, I would strongly suggest that you purchase this work. Again, link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon, although you can always get a free digital edition, but if you want a paperback to actually put on your bookshelf, which is properly edited in a proper modern format, you're going to have to pay someone, so you might as well pay yours truly. Excellent work all around. It even has a lot of fictional sections, so it talks about the inclusion of herbalism and alchemy. Often poisons were mentioned in this context. In Shakespeare, in Charles Dickens, in Dumas, and some Spencer, and some of these other authors and poets over time. That's, I think, the last 6-ish sections of this work. The first half is mostly alchemical. The second half mostly herbal. Lot of woodcuts about apothecarian sort of material. So here's the physician mixing his flask and so forth. Again, these have been re-illustrated in order to be in a modern format as opposed to an archaic one. Huge focus within this work on the period of roughly the mid-16th century to the early 19th century. That's mainly the crux of this work. Of course, in this period, apothecarian materials are becoming more common. Prior to this, you have the quack surgeons and stuff. Medicine wasn't available to everyone, except they'd go out in the woods and chew on a root, and most people at the time were illiterate. Around the time of the Renaissance, literacy begins to increase, but that concept really continues up until the Thomsonian School of Medicine. We're talking the 1830s. In that 350 year period is the focus mainly of this work. Again, fully illustrated and re-illustrated. Excellent work overall. Highly recommended. I'll put it under the Alchemy header, although again, you could put it under the Herbal header. You could make an argument for that as well. But this is, insofar as it covers alchemy, it is the physical side of alchemy. So it's the herbal healing, the elixir, and things like that. It's not going to teach you how to, make gold out of lead like like Rumpelstiltskin or something like that. Excellent work. Again, 249 pages. It is full length. Highly recommended. That's about all. Peace out.